Hello and welcome to another video with me, Winner Androids, where I'm doing another video for this series that weekly series I'm doing. So yeah, still haven't actually got any suggestions for a name change, so I'm just going to decide to shorten it to myself and just make it where it's Weekly Andrew instead of Weekly Dose of Andrew, just to make it simpler, I guess, and also works better with the name of my channel, I think. So yeah, don't really have any that much to say. Besides that, yep, 4 years of doing this now. Like I said in the video I made a few days ago. So I'm now going into the 5th year of making videos. Though technically I guess I have 2 anniversaries, considering that was when I first uploaded a video, but I would also say I have another anniversary of when I actually started uploading videos regularly on a schedule, which would basically be April 7th, I think, when I uploaded the first Scotland video for Age of History 2. So, yeah. That's kind of switched Archstratska and Uruguay this week due to just the fact that I didn't really have time to record another video for Archstratska in order to get it up in time on Monday, so already had Uruguay done, so I edited it, uploaded it, so yeah. Going on to anime, I guess, which I think it's going to take a bit longer than normal this week, considering the amount of notes I have, which I literally just take notes purely due to the fact I have a hard time remembering things at the top of my head, so yeah. First off is Restaurant to Another World, with Emilio being introduced here, which he's apparently supposed to look like a girl, at least to everyone in that world for that anime. Apparently Emilio looks like a girl, though he doesn't look like one to me. So I don't know if that's just design when it comes to animation and everything that the studio did there. But yeah, definitely doesn't look like a girl to me. And also, I'd say he's actually quite lucky, considering he's now living with a bunch of Lamias. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for him. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say there for Restaurant to Another World, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to the next anime I have here to talk about, which is Yuki Yuna is a Hero, which this episode was basically just history of the world. Still technically going through the events in Season 2, basically, but with all the other stuff that we didn't actually see during that season. We're getting the history that was there, and yeah, when it comes to all that, at least a few of those characters from back then are definitely ancestors of our current characters, especially Yuna's ancestor there. That is without a doubt Yuna's ancestor. But yeah, don't really have anything that much to say when it comes to Yuki Yuna, so yeah. Next up is 86, which I didn't actually talk about last week, because yeah, there wasn't really that much that happened in last week's episode, so yeah, this episode. Basically, an all-out attack from the Legion, basically attacking every single surviving country, from what I can tell. And of course, Shin and his squad, I guess I'll call them right now, have already basically wiped out all the Legion that were attacking them. And yeah, meanwhile in the Republic, with Lina, she has apparently gone and taken command of every single processor. So basically, every single 86 in the Republic is, yeah, currently being commanded by Lina. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. But apparently, she's going to do that. And next up would be Mieruku-chan. Still having a hard time saying that, seriously. But yeah, going by things that happened in this episode, I would take a guess that Miko basically can see every single monster. Meanwhile, others that have the ability to see them don't actually see all of them. They can't see the most dangerous ones. And I think that also applies to the Godmother as well. That Miko is basically apparently stronger than the Godmother when it comes to this stuff. Has a stronger connection or something. But yeah. Miko basically can see all the most dangerous monsters out there, while the others that can actually see them don't actually see the strongest ones. I think. So yeah, don't really have anything else to say there. Besides the new character that I don't currently remember the name of, is nice, I guess, despite the whole constantly getting misunderstanding things, basically, I guess. So yeah, next up is Mushoku Tensei, which is probably going to take up the longest part of the video here, considering I kind of went to go into depth with this a bit, I guess. At least when it comes to the views of the characters and everything. So, yeah, family reunion. Rudis finds his father, and also Norn, I guess. In which, during all this, Rudis learns that the rest of his family is missing, which we kind of already knew since episode 2, I think it was, with Roxy's party. It being mentioned there. And yeah, considering how long it's been since Norn last seen Rudis, and she was still a baby back then, she just got her very first memory of Rudis. Seeing him beat up their own father. Great first impression. But yeah, the whole argument between Rudis and Paul. So, first off, going from Paul's view, basically. Paul basically views Rudis as a genius due to the whole situation when it comes to Rudis being reincarnated and already knowing a bunch of stuff. So yeah, to Paul, Rudis seems like a genius, considering he's just been a lot better, been smarter than most kids, basically. And also, of course, at this point, Paul is both mentally and physically not very well, and on top of all that, was also drunk at the time. So, yeah, not the best mentally during this argument between Ururus and Paul. So, yeah, of course, Paul goes and basically blames Ururus for a bunch of stuff with the whole situation, not actually him not knowing that his family was missing and everything. But yeah, Rudis' perspective, he basically only really thought that, only knew that himself, Iris, and Ghislaine were the only ones that were actually caught up in the whole teleportation stuff. Didn't really think about everyone else, considering the only people in his immediate area at that time was him, Iris, and Ghislaine. So, yeah. And also, during the last past and a half years, he is kind of focusing on just trying to get home. Not really thinking about anything else besides trying to help Richard along the way. And also, when he is telling Paul about the last year and a half, basically, that he's been adventuring, he basically only really said the good parts of it, which, of course, with Paul's mental state and everything not being very good, kind of Paul ended up, of course, misunderstanding it a bit. But yeah, don't really think I have anything else when it comes to actual views of how the Rudis and Paul's views and during that argument basically, but one thing I kind of want to add here right to the end for that is the fact that if Brutus wasn't basically forced to go and make money for to pay his tuition for the academy or whatever he's going to be he was planning on going to, he probably could have actually been with his family at the time this happened, and they wouldn't have all been separated. So that's kind of one part where you could say that's kind of started falling apart, was just forcing Brutus to leave to make money. So yeah, something I still don't really like, though does also mean we have Eris now, and I guess Ghislaine, considering we haven't really got any other characters since then besides Richard. And one last thing I want to mention for this episode is Eris basically trying to comfort Rudis. For some reason, I kind of think that her mind went in the gutter for a bit before she settled on just hugging Brutus to try and comfort him. Yeah, but yeah, that's all I have to say for Mushoku Tensei. So next up is the Assassin Isekai anime we have for this season, where Lucas basically started his final tests, and he of course ended up beating his father in his test against him. And yeah, at this point he's now on to his final test, which is basically just him creating a false identity as a merchant. He basically has spent like 2 years learning things on how to be a merchant, basically, so he can actually blend in, all I guess. And also, the goddess, again, we get more of this, which I'd basically say at this point I'm every single person the goddess has actually tried to bring to this world to defeat the hero has been complete and utter failures. Every single one of them. So, yeah. Exactly how many people have she's brought to this world to try and kill the hero now? Considering going by the numbers and everything, she's up in the hundreds. Or 400 even, I think. And every single one of them being a complete failure. She is really bad at choosing people to defeat a hero, isn't she? But, yeah. Next up, Slow Life anime for this season, where we finally learn a bit more about Yanandere. After seeing her a few times so far, being a part of the hero's party and everything, we finally learn a bit more about her. And also, the Adventurer Guild and also Thieves Guild, I guess, are trying to get Rit back to adventuring now, because how important she is for it, at least in the town they're in. And also at the end of the episode, we get back to the hero's party again, like we do in every single episode, seeing what's going on there, in which we basically get a flashback about immediately after Gideon was banished from the party by Ares. And to me, it would seem that Ares got some instant karma from Ruti. And also, she really shouldn't have actually healed him afterwards, because I'm pretty sure Ares is better off dead. But yeah, don't really have anything else to say there. So next up is Shakugan, which I don't really know exactly how to go about when it comes to everything I want to say here, but I guess starting off, humanity basically was forced underground for whatever reason, from what I can guess so far, and they basically set up machines and everything to sustain life underground, and also for some reason, I'm guessing humanity was also nearly wiped out and became nearly extinct, which would be why basically no one that's actually alive now actually knows how to use all the machines that they built in the past. Now that's really all I can explain, all I can think of when it comes to trying to explain the whole situation that they're in here, apparently. But yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to say about Shakugan, considering we're kind of getting more, seeing more of the backstory, I guess, for the world. And also, the last anime that I actually have to talk about for this week is Komi-san, which I actually watched both episode 3 and 4 today. Seriously hates the whole situation when it comes to Netflix, considering it's kind of messing everything up when it comes to the airing of the anime. I seriously hate Netflix because of all this. But yeah, at this point I'm going to take a guess that basically every character that we actually see at this point, nearly all of them, are going to have something weird about them, of course. And also, for some reason it took this episode of Komi-san for me to kind of ask the question of how do you reject a yandere without getting killed? And the only situation I could actually really come up with is killing the yandere before the yandere kills you. That only really goes for the yanderes that actually will kill. Considering I know there are yanderes, I have seen yanderes that don't really kill, I guess. As long as you're with them, they're going to be happy, otherwise they won't. But yeah, that's basically anime done for this week. So, going on to the H games that I played. So, yeah, Lucky Paradox basically took a majority of the time when it comes to playing games this week. Because I kind of only realized this week, or remembered, that there was an update a few months ago for the game, which basically reworked the entire game to the point where all the saves are broken. So yeah, I kind of had to go and replay everything. So I'm actually ready for when the next update comes out, which I think is going to be soon. So yeah, had to replay everything. Took quite a while to do, though I didn't actually completely finish everything that's currently in the game, considering there's one character currently that I haven't actually finished, but that's mainly just due to the fact that I can actually do one event for that character every single day in the game, which is basically meaning I'm wasting a majority of every single day. So yeah, kind of just stopped there. So I'm not wasting so much time in the game. Considering I honestly didn't realize it, but with the content that's currently in the game, and the game does have a calendar system kind of thing in it, though every single month only has 28 days for some reason. But yeah, with all the content that's currently in the game, you basically get to October, and the next update's going to be adding Halloween events in it. So yeah, kind of don't want to be going too far in there, wasting so much time all of these days just for single event every single day. So yeah, kind of stopped where I was. And there's only really one complaint I actually have about things when it comes to the game, to be honest, which is the event where you first open Anton's door after getting the key from Sasha. Considering you really have no control of the text whatsoever during that event. You can't scroll back to the previous line of text, and then you get to the point where you literally have absolutely no control of the text at all, and it just auto scrolls through it basically. So yeah, and of course ends with the game closing. And due to how that outplays that, it can't really remember that you actually did that event because you don't have can't save it afterwards. So it basically has to change something, I guess, when it comes to save files or something. Basically saying that you have done that event. Meaning, if you actually want to replay the game, which I kind of had to try and do because I didn't actually get to read all the text during that event, you basically had to go and delete every single save file for the game and completely replay the game, just so you can redo that event. So, I personally recommend saving the game right before doing that event, creating a backup of those saves, and then continue playing. Considering I think those backup saves will work if you put it in after put them in after deleting all old saves. So yeah, that event is honestly really annoying because of that. For me at least, considering I kind of had to redo that. But yeah, that's basically everything for Lucky Paradox I wanted to say. Besides the fact that things where things currently are when it comes to story, things are starting to actually pick up quite a bit, I would say. So yeah, next up, Lessons in Love, version 20, part 1, where we have gotten 4 events for Rin, Tsuneyo, and Molly, and also 2 events for Nikki. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, the next update is going to be the Halloween update. So yeah, that's nice. But to basically sum up the events that were added here, starting off with Tsuneyo, because I kind of had to start with Tsuneyo due to I finished with the beach update last time, and I had nothing to do afterwards, so that's where I stopped. And I can't do anything else for the other characters that actually got events this update, due to the fact that you kind of have to start them on the weekend. So, got all Tsuneyo's events done before then, which basically can be summed up as Tsuneyo waving a knife around. I guess I can say that as part of the summary. And also another blackout at Tojoru Ramen, in which Yuki was also there, who apparently did bets with Tsuneyo's father in the past, and yeah, Tsuneyo's father owes her like 5,000 yen, I guess, considering this is Japan. So yeah, that's basically Tsuneyo's events for this update summarized, I guess. So, Rin's summary for her 4 events. It's easily going to be the shortest of them all. And it's that she broke a promise. And for those that have actually played the game, going by this right here, you should probably be able to tell what promise she broke. So, yeah. The summary for Molly's events. Which, as she would say, I guess, it would seem that her route is about to start. Considering it would seem that we might be getting her first H scene soon. Finally. In which, during that, we also kind of get a preview of part of the Halloween update, I guess, when it comes to the costumes that 6 of the girls are going to be wearing. All of them are Genshin Impact. Don't actually really play Genshin Impact, so I don't actually know all the characters, but Ami is Amber, Maya is Mona, and the rest of them I don't really know. Actually, no, Molly is Visual, so yeah, I know half of them. The other 3 characters in Genshin that the others are cosplaying, which is Rin, Ayame, and Futaba, don't know who they're cosplaying as, basically. So yeah, got that for the next update, I guess, if the next update is actually Halloween update, that is. And also, now, Nikki's summary, which is basically just you kind of getting back together with Nikki. Considering I don't think Sensei is really considering it that kind of. Considering he doesn't really care about anything anymore. Also, of course, first H scene with her. So yeah, that's basically all the events for these characters summarized, I guess. And only one other thing that I actually want to say is apparently Molly has a list of Monster Girl H games, basically. A list that I honestly really want to see. Yeah. Molly, please show us a list of these games. I want to play them. At least the ones that I can actually play for free, considering I don't have money to buy the darn things. So, yeah. Don't really have anything left to say for our lessons in love. Yes, so, yeah. Done with all that. And one thing I kind of actually forgot to actually say at the beginning of the video, considering the beginning of the video is basically when I talk about stuff when it comes to my channel, I guess, is camera here. Kind of cropped it down a little bit. Taken off on this side, very small sliver, not long, including up at the top. I got rid of a bit of that, and also on this side, I got rid of a bit of a chunk of that. So yeah, crop that all down. Was previously around here on this side, I think. And also on the top, it was around up here, I think. So yeah, camera's cropped down a decent bit, I think. So yeah, I guess I don't really have that much else to say here now. But one thing I kind of want to say currently is that these are Strotska News videos actually take a surprising amount of time to actually make. About as long as any other video I make, to be honest. Considering the amount, due to the amount of editing I do in these. Considering they take like 2 hours or something to do editing for all these videos, so yeah. With an exception to this one, of course, and I guess kind of these videos I'm doing. I don't really know. I am currently now doing more editing, so yeah, probably taking longer now as well. But that will be the end of this video, so I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.